Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 501. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Fineside.
Hello.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 501 of the Moviecast. Wow. Yeah.
We
We're
did
up
it.
there. Yeah. 501, guys.
Another
we had
start of a
episode,
new 500 here.
Yeah.
Starting over.
We had a great start. If you guys haven't listened to that episode yet, we had some great discussions, favorite moments on the episode. So go back and listen to 500 if you haven't yet. It's fantastic. Man, and we'll get into what we've been up to together. We played a game actually. We'll talk about it on the Gamecast side of things. I'm interested to hear what Mike has to say because he continued to play it, I think. Yeah, but first, we haven't done a movie cast in 2 weeks, an actual movie cast. So, we thought we'd get into what we've been up to at least. I've watched a bunch. Space Force, which is Netflix's show with Steve Carell. It's okay. Yeah, you know what? Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's the creator of The Office, the writer of The American Office, is working with Steve Carell with this.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are upset about the fact that it's just not The Office in space.
You know what it is? The jokes aren't quite landing 100% right now. It's very slow. It almost reminds me of season 1 of The Office. There's a lot of potential. The characters are good. They're really good characters, but they're just not exploring it enough. So I really hope that they hit their stride in season 2 if they get a season 2. But yeah, so I watched a couple episodes. I'm 4 episodes in on that. I've started watching. You know what's funny is I've been working like crazy, even though I'm on vacation, but I'm working like crazy right now because I'm trying to close out the year. So the best thing to put on while you're working and just monotonously working on things is Avatar, The Last Airbender. Avatar. I almost said Avatar like the movie, but The Last Airbender. The cartoon, the Nickelodeon cartoon. So I started watching that again. 6 episodes into that. I just finished the Girl Warrior Island. In between. So great show.
Yoshi Warriors?
Yeah, the all-female warrior cast. So that was great. I've also been watching What We Do in the Shadows, which again, Taika Waititi, whatever his name is, however you say his last name, he is Taika Waititi. Yeah, he's great. He's got a great show there. Season 2 was even better than the first season. It had Mark Hamill make an appearance in it as a vampire.
This is that vampire? Okay, I was gonna say this is that vampire show you talked about before.
It's so funny. I got my brother into it. There's Ruxin's in it, the actor from he's a vampire in it.
Collusion.
Yeah, there's even a Super Bowl episode which is hilarious. Tim just texted me about that actually. He just finished that episode, so we watched that. I watched that. I watched the whole season of that actually. I binged it. Flipped through. I think I'm not through. I'm not sure if they're done. I'm 10 episodes in, so I'm caught up. I don't know if they're doing 10 or 13 episodes. It's not a full 22 episode season because it's on FX, but it's a quick watch. Let's see. I also just watched Birds of Prey, which I didn't like at all. I thought it was extremely boring.
This is the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah. I actually did it in 2 sittings. I didn't even do it in 1 sitting. I watched 55 minutes of the movie yesterday, and then I just turned it off because I was just bored with it. And then I finished it up today just to finish it for the podcast. Talk about it. Yeah, just so I can talk on the podcast. And the ending's fine. It's missing recognizable characters in the DC universe. Really, I mean, that's the problem. You're in a DC universe with no Joker, no Batman. I think you should have had cameos of some of them in this show. I really do. There just wasn't anything. And I know it's a movie based on it's Harley Quinn's story, and they should have called it something better than Birds of Prey. Obviously, they were trying to rename it later, but that's what's going to stick. And again, I just don't think it was that great of a story. I didn't actually like it's Jason Bateman, right? Jason Bateman's in there.
Wasn't it originally Harley Quinn and the
No, it's Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
just called it Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But even then, it doesn't fix the movie.
Jason
it's
Bateman's
not a great.
not in this movie. Are you thinking of Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan?
Wow. Yeah, Ewan McGregor's in this movie, not Jason Bateman. Ewan McGregor was
Well,
not
interchangeable.
Jim's paid attention to it, obviously.
Interchangeable.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's like I know who I meant to say, and I said Jason Bateman, and I don't know why.
There's a similar look to them.
There is a similar look, but jeez, I almost said it again. Ewan McGregor is not good in this movie. I thought he did a terrible job in his role.
Really?
I thought it was, yeah, I didn't think it was great acting. I didn't think it was a great story. I didn't think the special effects were that great. I didn't think the action sequences were that great. It was just very clunky, and I didn't like it at all. So it reminded me of it felt no different than Suicide Squad, which actually no, I liked Suicide Squad a little more. And you know what that was like. Yeah, Tony, that's what I'm saying. Like it didn't. I put
Will
on
Smith
that.
in it. Your boy.
Yeah, like
Your
I guess
first
it was
Prince.
fun, but I wouldn't say, oh my god, the DC universe is going in the right direction right now. I wouldn't say that here because it's just like, yeah, Aquaman was good, Wonder Woman was good, but I wouldn't say this was even good. I think I could see you saying merely okay, but I would say it was below okay. So
I had the opposite reaction. I didn't think the story was great or anything, but I think it was a lot of fun.
I didn't have fun with it, and I don't like. You know, it is Margot Robbie. I just don't like her as Harley Quinn. I don't like it. I don't like her, even though she's really trying. I know she's really trying, but that's the problem. I know she's really trying.
What stinks is like you have a really good Harley Quinn show going on right now, and like this Birds of Prey cannot stand up to it at all.
No,
and
that's
so
true.
like watching that Harley Quinn and then go into the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn, like I could see why you'd be pretty disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a much better rendition of the character. I think it's a much better depiction of it. And the Birds of Prey weren't really in the movie. Like it didn't. I don't understand the titling. I just don't get it. Like they were in the movie, but they weren't major characters, and you had no idea who they were.
They retitled it, didn't they? Like afterwards.
They did, but it was too late. You
know,
it
was too late. But...
And then, I actually, I thought that, I really like the actress that plays the Huntress. She's in Scott Pilgrim. She's in Sky High. I mean, she's been around for a while. I really like that actress. I think she's awesome, but I don't think she was that good in this movie. Like, I'm just throwing a lot of hate. Sorry, but it's true. I just didn't like the movie. And it took me a while to watch it.
Apologize, man. It's your opinion.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's people screaming right now saying, "Oh, why didn't you like this movie?" But
point your fan mail to Jim here.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for me. I know I watched some other stuff, but it was like a week before, so it's tough to remember during the 500 week. So if I remember, I'll mention it. But Corey, what have you been watching? Anything good?
I watched a couple things that Tony had been talked about earlier, and that would be like High Score Girl. I went through that.
Yeah.
Well, that was really great. Just like he had said, the nostalgia factor just like ramps up because it is these kids in the 90s, like early 90s, and they kind of go through a few years, and you grow up with them a little bit, and you just see the excitement around video games and what they become, like from the arcade movement to the home console movement. And the main character, this is a Saturn guy, so I got a little soft spot for him because of that. So that was really cool, and so it was neat to see all these games come out. And like you're saying, Tony, last time, is that it's unbelievable that they have actual footage of these games being shown.
Yeah,
while
it's
this
so
is
cool
happening.
to do that. Yeah.
It's funny because I actually was reading on the wiki of it, and apparently because it started out as a manga, and because nobody ever takes like comics and manga like wherever like seriously, so the author just threw all these references and actual intellectual properties in, and it's published by a company that Square Enix owns, and they were raided by the police in Japan because infringed on like copyrights and stuff like that. So like they must have worked out a deal or whatever because it's like they have all these,
now it's all there, yeah.
Right, it's all there and stuff like. So I just thought it was funny. It's like okay, yeah, like because straight up like Guile is his mentor throughout the entire series. Like that's his inner monologue. It's not with himself. It's Guile. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like his Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great. Definitely binged that real fast. Like it was easy. It's short, 20-minute episodes essentially, and it's only 24 of them, I think, something like that. Then I went and watched Extraction because why not? I didn't see that. That was good movie. I could see why people were hyping it up, and definitely could see a franchise being built there.
Right? The action sequence was so good.
They were good, and I don't know what it is about that chick though. Like the one chick that he like works for. Like something about her, man. She's like she's just got me under hooks or something. She's like, oh man, this girl's hot. But yeah, so yeah, she's the movie was good and the actions were great, and I'd say like I know people were kind of comparing, it's like a cool kind of solo man, like John Wick kind of do it all type of thing. But Jim's frozen in the funniest. I'm sorry, that's distracting me. So I think I could see a franchise going. I like the team. I like the team part of it though. I thought that was cool. So I kind of want more of that, and I like that little team up he does with the other character. It was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a great movie. Good action. Again, the story's kind of run of the mill, but you're not there for that.
It's Call of Duty or something like that. Like
yeah, of course. I also started watching Fringe. Is going back through the retro catalog essentially, and that's such a good show, man. So out there, but I've been really enjoying going through that again. So those are the main things that I've watched. Stayed up to date on the Harley Quinn show as well, which is good. I like this latest one. Kind of they kind of do a fourth wall kind of thing with it, where the characters are talking about the show itself. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Okay. Cool. All right, Mike, what have you been watching there?
For me, I've mostly watched a little more of Young Justice season 3.
Pretty DC universe.
Pretty deep into it, but there's a little bit of a turn for me. I like around episode 20. I'm like, this is kind of bad. Like I was starting to be like, this is bad. I was getting frustrated because they were introducing new characters like with 6 episodes left. I'm like, why? Like I get out of here with this. And it's completely unrelated to everyone else and everything that's happening. And some of these long-term, like everyone's a double agent, like type of storylines were getting a little tiring to me at this point. But like the next couple episodes, like things sort of tied together well. And I actually, for the first time watching this, watched a couple episodes in a row. But now I got through episode 24. There's still 2 more episodes, and I swear the story is over. So I don't know what these last 2 episodes are going to be about. But I guess I'll see. Yeah.
Beach episode.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. And I know that they announced that there's going to be another season of this pretty recently. So we'll see. I guess I'll keep going with it. But right when it was like losing me a little bit, it finally tied things up and progressed stuff a bit and brought me back in a little bit at the very end here. Okay. Other than that, that's about it.
All right, Tony?
Let's see. The only noteworthy thing is I watched Parasite.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Oscar,
yeah.
Right? Oscar?
Yeah.
Last year?
It won, yeah.
Best picture. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see why. It was a very entertaining movie. Definitely a lot of stuff going on that you're just like invested. Like, how is this going to play out? I don't know. And stuff like that. Trying to be very vague because I think a lot of the interesting parts of the story have to do with like the less you know, the better and stuff like that. Like, I had no idea what it was about. Like, you're just like, all right, I'm just going to watch this, and I think it turned out pretty okay and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend. I think it's on Hulu if you have that. You can watch it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. Let's get into the news. So we have the Oscars already delaying for 2021, which is understandable. They're pushing till April right now. Obviously, you have to see the writing on the wall.
When is it normally? Like, that's the thing.
Isn't it like
February? End of February.
Yeah, it's early in the year normally.
They pushed it 8 weeks, I think it was. So, the thing you got to be careful. Like, obviously, you're watching spikes happen right now, and I think everybody's worried about that. And so, to be safe, you move it out of the winter essentially, just because that gives them more time to.
I still don't understand 8 weeks. Like 8 weeks. I mean, I get it. You got to move it. But 8 weeks seems like
seem irrelevant.
Right. Like the box office was delayed by what? I mean, we're going on 3 months now. I mean, it's still not letting up. So
I think the idea is if we get a vaccine for the virus between like February and like now in February, which is it's possible February is a good time for possible. February would be like the earliest for a vaccine. So I think that's what they're banking on. Like if we get a vaccine, they could maybe have people in the same room and it would be a nice event. That's what I think is happening. You give it enough time because I don't think we're going to have one before February. So that's personally myself, but I'd be shocked. I wouldn't trust anything. But let me rephrase that. wouldn't trust anything before February, just because there's not enough testing done. So, but it gives them enough time to move it and also get out of the winter to see if we handle the lockdowns better, if we get a second wave of this thing.
Right. But that's what I'm talking about. Like the thing is, like there's no movies, so like you had January and February.
Yeah.
And I mean, when are movies opening up again?
Well, that's the problem. Like, apparently,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why
this
even
is
bother?
My next bit. Yeah, well, you're right. Because right now, it's the best picture. Like, what's the movie came out in February?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic is up there.
Best picture of the year.
There was one that was actually doing really well early in the box office. I can't remember what it was. It was shocking. It literally wasn't a great movie, but it would be up for best picture. Not Sonic. There was something else. Tenet. Christopher Nolan says that it's coming out in July, and he's putting pressure on the studio to make sure it gets released in July.
How are they going to do that?
That's what the studio is saying to him.
How are they going to do that?
But he's enough power with Warner Brothers to say, I know.
How?
But
what's Warner Brothers going to do?
There's
legal. AMC. Open up. That's Trump. That's Trump.
Yeah. He's strong-arming him, essentially. But, like, I don't know what else. I don't know. Like, I don't know when the theater's planning on opening around us because I don't see it happening in the next 3 months. I just don't. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't trust going. Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't go to the theater within the next 3 months easily.
See, that's the difference. I think things are going to open up in the next 3 months. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I feel like by the end of summer, everything, almost everything will be open.
But like, Mike, I can see your point. Because we're doing it slower. If we do it slower here, controlled, and we watch the increases, we can actually control it better. But
I'm not saying
you're also not talking about sitting in the.
Go. I think it's the way it's going to go.
Yeah, but you're also like
tell the way they're opening stuff already while stuff is going wrong. It's gonna be everything is gonna be open pretty much to some extent by August. I think.
I don't know. Like I get like restaurants and eating in the restaurants. You can try to distance more in the restaurants inside. You can try all that stuff. Like Mike, for your setup, it's like you could easily do that. We could start doing that once we get enough decline here. But like for movie theaters with 200 people sitting next to each other,
how do you? Yeah, 20% occupancy
capacity, and can they make money off of that?
I don't know. It's more than the nothing they're making.
But
it's not
actually,
the movie
maybe it's not.
It would be the box office, the actual movie companies that would lose money on that. Imagine telling them, like, dude, you're only getting 20% of what you're expecting.
Oh yeah, I mean, who would release? That's why you're looking at digital releases right now. I mean, like that's
sure.
That's what I mean. They just delayed Ghostbusters.
It seems like it slowed down on that front. Like in the beginning, it was like boom, 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 and then now I'm just like, I don't know. Right? Like I haven't seen any other movies really coming out.
Because I think everyone is sort of waiting to see.
Trying to wait that, yeah.
They moved Bond. Bond got moved up from
like 5 days.
But they're still planning on that coming out. They're still planning on,
that's in November.
Black Widow. Black Widow's going to come out.
Or every theater should just convert to drive-in.
I mean, they're all planning on it. You can't not plan for things if things are going to happen, but. Yeah. Doesn't mean that those plans won't change.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I don't know. I just don't see how that movie in July comes out, Tenet, and I want to see it. Don't get me wrong.
It's one of my most anticipated movies.
Yeah, too. I don't understand. I don't know how that would possibly come out. I just don't. So, I don't know. And yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a weird
year.
Fall. Weird 2020. We know that already. It's already a weird 2020. It's not gonna get any better. All right. This is cool though. DC Fandom. Instead of San Diego Comic-Con, DC's throwing an event. We have to go back because we have a bet someplace. I know we do. I don't know what exactly.
Talk about this.
Yes. I said there would not be any digital events like E3, like the presentations of the gaming company. I can't remember exactly what was said. We have to go back and hear it. Because I know that they would announce certain things digitally, but I don't think they would have an event, and I think that's what it was. So I'm wrong here. This is the case, because we're getting.
I think we're talking about like would movie studios have like little Nintendo Directs or PlayStation State of Plays type of things. I think that's what we were talking about.
DC's doing it, right? Warner's doing it. So a 24-hour long, August 22nd, immersive virtual fan experience. So we're going to get some DC information then, including Wonder Woman, The Batman, Suicide Squad, Black Adam. Various Arrowverse shows, and the recently confirmed Snyder Cut will be making an appearance. So I mean, I kind of want to see what James Gunn did with Suicide Squad. I'm very interested. Like that's probably for DC movies. That's like my biggest excitement right now to see what he could do.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely
Seriously.
right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, like the guy's good.
He's just gonna start killing people off like left and right.
Sure.
How many of those people are like? You saw that image of all the names that were cast in the movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I think don't get attached.
As long as we get a great soundtrack and a fun movie with that.
Do you think this is where we finally get Henry Cavill returning again as Superman?
No.
Even though he never left, technically.
There's no reason. I think you got to keep Superman away from like that side of.
I can't see how Superman does not appear in Black Adam. I just can't.
Is that scheduled for next year or?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll find out in August.
Yeah, we'll know in August. But I just don't see how he can't show up in that. And I don't know what they're going to plan with the Batman. I mean, you have... Obviously, we've had Batman replaced by other actors, and it's the same continuity. So even with Robert Pattinson playing Batman, it doesn't mean this is not the Batman we saw in Justice League. We're just seeing a early version of him.
Yeah, maybe.
So...
No, I thought they said it was its own universe.
I didn't
say it's Ben Affleck.
I don't know. Man. Did they say this is a completely separate entity?
I don't know. They said it's it's
like it's Matt Reeves' story.
Yeah, I know that.
So,
but yeah.
I don't know if he wants to be tied into what's come already. Doesn't sound like a good idea.
I don't know.
But again, the multiverse is a thing as well. So, who knows? They could tie it in that way somehow.
That's true. So, yeah, and is that really it from? Yeah, that's really it for.
I mean, the HBO Max has all this DC stuff leaving, by the way.
So maybe,
on July 1st.
Maybe DCU is going to stick around for a bit.
I don't know. I was shocked to see that it launched, and then the month after, it's losing all the DC content. Like,
yeah,
you rope people in, and then you just. But how are they still getting the Snyder Cut? They're still getting the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
They decided that.
Obviously not before August. It sounds like.
Yeah, and I saw Swamp Thing's going to CW now. I heard that was happening.
Well, that's not the only.
HBO Max launched pretty terribly. I forget when I posted it, but
you did.
Somebody had done like a thing evaluating like I don't know subscriptions or whatever.
The thing is like you didn't even know it launched. Like,
everyone like the only thing anyone heard about it was really the Snyder Cut, which is next year.
Yeah, and like it just updated the app that you already had. So it was like
how do you launch and not how do you launch and not have an ironed out deal with Roku and Amazon, the two biggest streaming box platforms? Mm-hmm. Like how do you do that?
You think you think you have Game of Thrones still and can dictate stuff.
I just like you have to be on at least Roku. Like Amazon, I get it, they're like a separate entertainment company. I could see some issues there, but get it on. How could you have a problem with Roku right there? I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, they're built into most TVs. So, not most, but,
I mean, they probably felt like, everybody's got a phone or something that they'll...
Yeah.
I'm not watching my content, like, if they're going to give me original content and movies, I'm not watching it on my phone. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing that. So, I don't know. But
you also have an Apple TV that you can stream to, Jim.
I don't have an Apple TV. I have Fire Stick 4K.
Oh.
So I don't have any content that's available for HBO Max. I mean, my Xbox, I guess, and my PlayStation 4. I don't use them for streaming at all. Like, they're bad interfaces for it. So I was just like, I use my Fire Stick 4K. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I was disappointed because I would give them a trial because I have
many. It seemed like a really good idea at the time, but nothing.
They should reverse and just fold all of it into DC Universe instead.
Go the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see what goes on. There's a lot of delays happening. A lot of not sure what's happening. Ghostbusters got delayed, like I said.
Yep.
Did you guys watch the Josh Gad stuff? Have you seen that stuff?
So, I've seen a couple clips. His little reunion that he's doing. His reunion stuff he does. Together Apart or whatever it is, or he does these YouTube reunions, Mike, where they did Lord of the Rings, they did Goonies, Back to the Future was a fantastic reunion. He just did Ghostbusters. He gets all the cast on a Zoom call essentially, and they do like.
I saw clips maybe of the Back to the Future one, but that's it.
So I was really impressed with Michael J. Fox in that one. I think I mentioned on the podcast, and I just watched some of the. I didn't finish Ghostbusters today. It was a busy
that medical
day.
marijuana for him.
Yeah, no, he's done. He nailed that. Like he still can do Michael J. Fox. He can still, of course, he can. He can still do Marty McFly. I'm sorry, my brain is scrambled. It's been a long day, a long night. Yeah. So that's gonna be. I don't know. I think that's it for the news. I think we're good. I think it's gonna be it for the Moviecast. We don't really have a topic tonight. Sorry, everybody. We promise we'll bring some topics to you.
I mean, we kind of talked a topic about like how movies are coming back or not.
Yeah, but I think what we want to do is we're going to have some content, obviously, this summer with these digital streaming events. Star Wars Celebration, unfortunately, got canceled. But I hope that we get...
Did they say till 2022 for some reason?
Yeah, but what happened is D23 apparently happens at the same time next year as Celebration would have been. So I think it would have been canceled anyways for next year. So look for Star Wars at D23 next year. And I expect them, now I'm like, we'll see digital content this next year. I just think the bet was for this year, which I'm clearly wrong.
I think it was this summer, actually, we said, because the idea was they weren't forced to release stuff earlier than they wanted to with the shared event. Yeah.
So, all right, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Moviecast. Thanks for tuning in. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe and the like button. We appreciate it. See you guys next week.